Over the past year, I've generated over $200,000 in revenue at only 17 years old. And trust me when I tell you, no one's more surprised about this than I am. I absolutely have nothing to sell to you. You can check the description. There's no link to any course. I'm not gonna flex any dashboards. I'm not gonna show you any proof. At the end of the day, it's gonna be down to you if you give me your attention or not. Let's get started. So the first thing that I kind of want to talk about is that a lot of people actually think that, getting a winner and getting to the point of scaling something is the hard part. But that, trust me when I tell you, is the easy part. Scaling, yes, it is fun, but that's really where the headaches start. A lot of people, when they do get winners, have then no idea how they can actually scale that product. So as an example, let's imagine we sell a supplement, which is going to be protein powder. All right, let's imagine this here is the product that we sell. What most people do is they find a winning ad by just testing 5 creatives, and then let's say it's a UGC ad concept, right? So this is all that they scale. And now what they're trying to do is make more UGC creatives. So this is all they're trying to do. They're trying to scale in the same concept. However, there are people that just need different types of ads. There are people that jump more on, for example, product showcase ads. And this is the first step to actually scale, to identify what other ad concepts you can make with your product and actually executing them. Because if you and your friend would sit down and scroll on Reels for 10 minutes straight, I promise you, you would both get completely different Reels. So the algorithms know what they're doing and know what you want. And every person, trust me, likes different types of videos and buys or gets into this emotionally purchase decision mode with a different kind of trigger. And so the first step, like I said, the first step is to actually think about a bunch of different ad concepts. So a lot of people also might do AI ads, but there's also offer focus, founder ads, street interviews. There's also tutorials, influencers, and so on. So there's a bunch of ad concepts that you can run. And the first step to actually spending more is to not make more of just UGC, but actually going ahead and testing more concepts. So this is probably the most important thing which you have to understand, is that concepts and angles actually fatigue and cap at some point. And in order to scale your brand further than that, you need to open up new concepts and new angles. The next step that actually comes after this is actually going to be who you're selling your product to, and target specifically young guys whose parents aren't allowing them to use protein powder. And if your product is kind of special, maybe has only organic ingredients, or you just made insane founder ads and parents trust them, this is a very good way to target this. And this is called a marketing angle. Now, what you could also do is just do the same exact thing, but instead of guys, you just target girls. So it's the same thing, but you make different types of ads targeting girls specifically. And now you already have 2 different angles. You could also target old people. But when it comes to old people, not only about selling protein powder to them in general, but you could target old people that want to lose weight, but also old people that maybe want to build muscle. So we already thought about 4 different angles that we can sell our product to. Now, for example, we could also target vegans. And so what you realize with all these different marketing angles is that your product actually has to be quite special in order to target more angles. For example, if you want to target vegans, we have to have a vegan protein powder. If you want to target young guys whose parents aren't allowing them to use protein powder, we have to have some unique selling point, some storytelling, whatever it is, to actually be able to stick out from the competition and to sell to this exact angle. That is the easiest way to actually scale. And what's actually super interesting is that for each of these angles, you can go ahead and apply every single ad concept that we just thought about. So you go ahead and test all these different ad concepts here on all these different angles. And then you're gonna end up with a bunch of different ad creatives. And so from now on, especially moving into 2025, Happy New Year if you're watching this video, you have to stop testing your products with 5 creatives because this is a business and I want you to go ahead and treat it like one. It's super difficult to make it And the first and most important thing is you have to beat your competition by volume. And you also have to combine that with high quality. And so I want you to sit down and make lists like these for every price that you want to test and really understand who you're selling to in order to actually make money with e-commerce. And by the way, this here is exactly how brands do it. So real e-commerce brands, 8, 9, 10 figures, they all have this creative system of having multiple angles and then a bunch of ad concepts within them. Because like I just said, some angles cap at different points. We could say that, for example, there's a lot of young guys, so this angle makes us 100K per month, but maybe there's, not so many old people that want to build muscle, so we might actually cap at like 15K per month. But if we actually advertise to both of these angles, we make 115K per month, which is better. So we want to go ahead and identify where our angles cap, right? And then open up new ones. And within each of these angles, open up a bunch of different marketing angles. And this is actually the creative system of brands. And so I hope that by now you kind of understand why I always tell you to test with more than just 5 ad creatives. This is not working, all right? It's not 2017 anymore. You have to have a systemized approach. You have to look at it in a smart way and go about it with more effort than all your competitors. Be different, learn how to think, be unique, and that's how you make money. Now, the next part that I want to talk about in this video is going to be your offer. Now, when it comes to the offer, I love always showing you guys the value equation by Alex Ramosi. If you want to find out more, obviously this is from him. So the value equation basically consists of the dream outcome times the perceived likelihood of achievement divided by time delay times effort and sacrifice. And the reason why I love this so much is because if you think about every single one of these variables and try to apply it when crafting offers, which are so good that people feel stupid saying no. And that should be your goal, because it doesn't matter what color your add to cart button is, it doesn't matter what your first product picture looks like. The most important thing, which is going to make or break your website success, is your offer. And so that's why I talk about this. And moving into the next year, especially, you have to have higher conversion rates, higher average order values because of the rising competition and the rising CPMs that we're going to see during the next couple of years. And so this is super, super important from now on, but has always been super important. So if we actually break down all of these variables one by one, the dream outcome basically comes down to speaking to a deep human desire. So the 3 deepest human desires are, first of all, being more attractive, health, and security. And so what I want you to do when you think about the dream outcome of your value equation for the products that you sell and build offers for is to actually go ahead and step by step ask yourself, why is this? What problem am I solving? Okay, why am I solving this problem? Okay, what does this do? Until you're at one of these. And if it doesn't solve one of these, then your product is going to be super difficult to sell. And obviously, some dropship products are super stupid, but if you actually want to have a more long-term approach, the products that usually make brands usually scale to multiple 6 figures, if not 7 figures a month, are the ones which actually speak to the deepest human desires. And so, for example, if you speak to an insecurity of girls and, for example, help them lose weight, this is something which makes them more attractive and more healthy. So we have 2 human desires. What we can also do, if your product in some kind of way makes your customers more money, then you provide them stability and more security, and so it also speaks to a deep human desire. However, some products are just so stupid and don't do anything good for the customer, and obviously those products can be pumped and dumped, but you will never be able to build something crazy and great out of that. So this is what you have to focus on when it comes to the dream outcome. And when you craft these offers, you want to only speak to these deep human desires. So you don't want to go ahead and tell them, oh, okay, so we're going to sell, or so this product is going to help you lose 15 pounds. No, you want to tell them this product is going to help you get your dream partner and feel well and be extremely healthy and not die at 35, all right? That's what you want to say in your ads and especially on your website. when you present your offer to your customers. This is how to actually look at the dream outcome. Now, the second variable, the perceived likelihood of achievement, there's 3 different ways to actually go about this. First one being social proof, second one being your expertise, and the third one being guarantees. And so with these 3 ways, you should be able to make the customer believe you that if they take your offer, they actually will achieve this dream outcome right here. And so first of all, social proof. When it comes to social proof, only way of really having social proof on your website is reviews. And so I want you to really push down a lot of reviews and social proof on the throats of your customers from now on, because the more that they believe that they are going to achieve that dream outcome, the better it is. And the best way to do that is by showing them someone which is a very similar person to them. And so I want you to go ahead, and when you show reviews on your website, I want you to show men and women. I want you to show old and young people, and so on. Because every single person that comes to your website has to feel like they themselves are going to reach that dream outcome and not anyone else. Second one being your expertise. Now, this one is very powerful, because if you have some kind of magazine talking about your stuff or your product in general, maybe you have doctors or whatever supporting what you say on your website. And so if you actually have scientific data to back things up, super powerful, especially for health and problem solving products. Now, having guarantees on your website is probably the easiest way to even enhance this like crazy and really push this through the roof, because if you have a very creative, well-named guarantee, that will help you increase your conversion rate like crazy, because people love guarantees. And so be creative. Don't just offer a money-back guarantee. Maybe, offer them a guarantee that you replace something, or that you have a longer money-back guarantee than all your competitors. And so this also comes down to having a good product. This is why it's so important to have fast shipping and to have a great product. Super important, and never forget this when you're actually testing products from now on. And then we got time delay. When it comes to time delay, there's a couple ways that you can actually minimize that. And first one being fast shipping. And the second one is actually removing steps between the customer getting your product and actually them achieving the dream outcome. So for example, if we have a protein powder, right, it's super quick to actually see results with that, because if they start taking it, if they start exercising more, doing all this stuff, it will help them massively, and they will achieve their dream outcome and go into the right direction fairly quickly. So this is something which is super important. Obviously, e-com specific, you need to have fast shipping times. We're moving into 2025 now. You need to have fast shipping times now. I'm just not even going to say anything about that, because that should be clear, right? That should have been clear 5 years ago. And the last one is actually effort and sacrifice. The first way of actually reducing effort and sacrifice on your customers is by providing some kind of guide on how to use your product. And trust me, the easier and the more you break it down for your customers and how to use it, the easier it is going to be for you to make a bunch of money. Because explain it like you're talking to a 5-year-old. Trust me, you won't regret that. The second way is actually to have a product which is super easy to use in general. So probably the easiest, so a protein powder in our example, if we have a nice box, if we actually give, for example, a free scoop with our protein powder, it's going to be super easy for them to just take the 30 grams of powder, put that into the shaker, and that's it. All right. So the easier it is to use your product, the lower the perceived effort and sacrifice of your customers when they look at your offer will be, and the more money you will make. That was it for this video. I hope you guys could learn something. Happy New Year again. And I promise you, if you apply this and improve your skills and focus on being consistent and 1% better every single day, combine it with everything that you've learned in this video, I promise you, you're gonna make it too. I'm not any smarter than you, trust me. So go ahead and execute, because if you don't go ahead and actually do it, then this advice is worth nothing to you. And I wish you a beautiful day.